today we're gonna see what it's like working in a coal mine on Svalbard. This is mine number 7 and it's the last active coal mine in Longyearbyen. And I can't believe that this is how they work, 10 hours every day.
Welcome back to Svalbard, a remote archipelago close to the North Pole. It's me, Cecilia, and today we're doing something very different. We'll be going deep inside Longyearbyen's last active coal mine, not just to experience one of the world's most dangerous jobs, but to step into a piece of history that has defined this small Arctic town for over a century.
Nej, det passar bra för jag ska upp och lägga om däck. My name is Bent Jakobsen. I'm a miner in mine number 7. I've worked here for almost 19 years. I'm born in Svalbard, so I've been here most of my life. Back in the days, I'm born before the airport was built in 1975, so you didn't have a choice. If you gave birth in the wintertime, you had to give birth in Svalbard, so that's why I'm born here. So now I'm going to take you guys inside the mine and you have a look at what we do in the mine and how we produce the coal. This is actually where we have an overview of our injuries in mine number 7. As you can see, it's quite some time since we had the last one. So we are very proud of. Very few injuries here.
Now we're suiting up. This is mainly just to protect our clothing because it's extremely dirty in there. And you'll see that when we come back out. So we're just getting these and also boots. Hur satt man på den här lampan? Jo, så ja.
When we're going into the mine, everybody needs a thing like this. It's called an oxybox. And we use them in case of a fire or if it's low on oxygen in the mine. You open the lid. Once you open it, you actually ruin it. Then you have to use it. Open the lid, throw the lid away, pull out the oxy box. It looks like this. Put the yellow strap over your head. Put the black strap around your waist. So when you pull out the mouthpiece, you actually start a chemical reaction inside the oxy box. Put the mouthpiece in your mouth, blow out one time to inflate the bag. And then put it in your mouth and breathe slowly. And also put on the nose piece. We have 2 versions, one that lasts 30 minutes and one that lasts 1 hour. And we have depots all over the mine to actually escape the mine. We're now in a mountain in mine number 7. We're going to drive 6 kilometers with car and then we're going to go into a low seam electrical car and drive for another kilometer. So basically we will be 7 kilometers in the mountain.
Oh my gosh.
Before we venture deeper into the mountain, let's take a moment to understand why this mine is such an essential part of the history, not just of Longyearbyen but of Svalbard as a whole. You see, Longyearbyen was known as Longyear City up until 1926, as the town was established by and named after the American John Munro Longyear. His Arctic Coal Company started coal mining here in 1906. Before Longyearbyen was established, Svalbard was primarily a remote wilderness visited by whalers, trappers and explorers, as it had no indigenous population. Longyearbyen's founding marked a shift from Svalbard being a seasonal and temporary base for various industries to a more permanent settlement driven by coal mining. In 1916, John Munro Longyear sold his company and Store Norske Spitsbergen Kullkompani, SNSK, took over the mining operations. SNSK continues to manage these operations to this day, though only one active coal mine remains, mine number 7, and it's scheduled to close permanently in 2025.
Mine number 7 was started in 1966. Then they actually took out the coal layers because it wasn't this height in the beginning. And then they used 5 years to actually drill and blast the rock to take out all the rock so we can drive a car in the mine. So they started regular coal producing in the late 70s, early 80s, and we've been running ever since. Here you see the conveyor belt actually hauling the coal out of the mine. So from the production area until it's out in the silo, it takes about 1 hour. So it's quite long. It's probably the biggest hazard we have when it comes to fire in the mine is the belt, the conveyor belt. Because of the rollers, all the bearings, so it's getting warm. So we have people, they are just assigned to watch the belts. Yeah, this is one of the 2 escape routes we have in the mine. Follow the rope on the right hand side, 1300 meters. So actually it's like a wire, and you can actually put your hand on it and walk out, and you have a cone on the wire. So if you go the wrong way, your hand will stop, and if you go the right way, you will slide over the cone. Nå er vi på det høyeste punktet I gruvesjøen. This is the end of the road by normal car. Now we're gonna go and drive these electrical machines designed to drive down on the low seam area.
We are now 6 kilometers into the mountain, but now we have to change to a smaller kind of like cart because we will be going into parts of the mine that are extremely low. I think at one point it's like 1.5 meters. And we're gonna go in there and see how they work here and what kind of, daily work they do in a mine. And this is an active mine. I feel like I need to say it again. This is not like, a tour. Well, it is a tour, but it's not like a tourist tour. This is just like we're joining our friend on a day at work for him, which is in this coal mine. Okay, this is going to be incredibly exciting.
After the period known as the American era, the settlement was renamed Longyearbyen, meaning Longyear Village. At that time, the town was entirely governed and operated by the mining company SNSK, making it a classic company town. Not only did they control the mining operations, but also housing, supplies, and communications. Longyearbyen was a male-dominated community where most inhabitants lived in worker barracks, leaving their families behind on the mainland. In the 1970s, the Norwegian government acquired SNSK's shares and assumed control over Longyearbyen. With this change, a shift began toward transforming Longyearbyen into a family-oriented community, though still with some restrictions. The goal was to create a community more like those found in small towns and villages on the Norwegian mainland.
It's time. I'm going to do a Skillshare class. So today, I'm going to do a class on Skillshare that's called Draw Animals in Procreate. It's by Kat Cookbooks, and I did one of her classes before, absolutely loved it. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, offering thousands of classes. When logging into Skillshare, you share a bit about your interests, and Skillshare immediately curates personalized class recommendations tailored to match your goals. Skillshare classes cater to all experience levels, so everything from beginner to advanced. So whenever I finish a class, I have so many more that I can do to keep learning, which is how I ended up with this beautiful artwork of Grim. Look! It's Grim! I made this! After 3 classes, I can do this. I'm gonna have to put this above Grim's bed. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so get started today. Now we're gonna head back to the video. The weird thing is, I love the mines. I don't find this scary at all. I find this incredibly exciting and so fascinating. So I look forward to getting in the little car now. You can also tell that it's a little bit colder in here. I think it's maybe around 0 degrees.
So this is the low seam vehicle, and there's one rule: as long as you keep your head lower than the bar, you're good. So now we're gonna drive another kilometers into the actual production area.
How do you feel about this?
Nice. Why is it so much like dust or what it is on the walls?
The
Like
the white stuff. Actually, it's a kind of a limestone dust. We put it in everywhere where we have coal, actually to dilute the coal. Pure coal mixed with an explosion and the right amount of oxygen is quite dangerous. We can have a coal dust explosion. Okay. So that's why it's so white, and also keeps the coal dust down, so it makes it better
to breathe.
To breathe or operate.
So it's safety and.
Yeah. And we do send every week for analysis at the lab. Right. We take samples everywhere we actually produce coal and elsewhere in the mine. Bare passe hodet på en plass. Du vil merke det. Dong! Bare følg etter meg, så er det når vi går inn på. Yeah, so these are the miners, so they're about to do some mining, hopefully. Er det feil? Yeah, this is the continuous miner, or we refer as CM. That's a cutting machine. So they're going to do a cut with that and actually fill up the shuttle car, which drives to a conveyor belt, to a feeder breaker that actually feeds the conveyor belt and then brings the coal all the way out.
And these are all electrical machines as well?
Yeah, everything is powered on electricity here.
Yeah.
But they use quite a lot, so
like,
actually the power plant can tell if we are operating or not.
Do Mine 7 have their own electricity, or is it from...
Yeah, well, we do, but we don't have enough power to actually run everything. About 5.5 tons in no time.
Now going to go back to the little cart, I guess we call it, to see something else. This is incredibly interesting, fascinating, and I can't believe that this is how they work, 10 hours every day. This is what they do.
It's called room and pillar. The room is the empty room when the coal is gone, and the pillar is the coal we have to leave to keep the mountain up. I try to explain it with if you have a cake with a lot of cream in the middle, we want to take out as much cream as we can without the cake collapsing. That's basically what we do. This is a roof bolt. It's a steel bolt, 4 feet long. And then we have a really cheap but genius device to measure. This is called a telltale. So what you do, you drill a hole which is longer than the longest bolt. Let's say 3 meters. You have a thin wire with the anchor on top on 3 meters, and then you have another wire with the anchor a little bit over the 4 feet bolt. And then you can actually see which part of the mountain is coming down. So if the mountain is coming down, this one will disappear up. Cheap and good. So actually here you see the coal seam, and if you rip it out, it's actually quite loose. Oh, there you have it. I don't know, 60 million years old probably. High quality coal. We use the coal from mine number 7 in metallurgic industry. So our main customers is in Germany, and I think it's shipped all over Europe. But they use the fine powder. We call it sub in Norwegian. And they actually use it in the molding cast in the steel industry, combined with bentonite and some other components to get the right oxidation on the steel. We don't use it anymore to power the power plant. And also the government said we are not allowed to sell our coal for energy coal, only for metallurgic coal.
Since 1983, the coal power plant provided heat and electricity to Longyearbyen, continuing a tradition of coal-fired energy that began in the 1920s. For decades, mine number 7 supplied around 30,000 tons of coal annually to the plant. When the coal burners were finally shut down in 2023, it marked the end of over a century of coal mining history on Svalbard. Now with the new system in place, the town is powered by diesel transported by shipping boats, and mine number 7 is set to close permanently in 2025.
It's kind of strange to think that this has probably been a palm tree or something and actually turned into coal. When these were trees and palms, we had dinosaurs roaming the land, so it's kind of a cool thought.
Oh, is it an Uber? Oh, it's a taxi in the coal mine. Don't mind if I do. Hello, to the coffee room, please.
Yes.
Oh. Rally.
Ja, det fanns bara.
Ska man hålla upp händerna så står det väldigt lågt? Jävlar. Ah! The first time we met, I had lived here for maybe, like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And Darling told me, he's like, yeah, I work in the coal mine. I'm like, bullshit. And I just refused to believe you for maybe a few weeks until I was like, there's a coal mine here.
There is a coal mine.
Good story.
Good story.
I'm sorry about that. It's true.
I forgive you.
Thank you. How is your work day?
It's good.
How long have
Stressful.
you worked?
I don't know, what time is it?
Gud, jag vet inte. Kanske 3?
Maybe 8 hours?
Holy moly. What have you done today?
Oh, plenty of stuff with Guttorm. Yeah, we had some problems on the conveyor belt, so we hustled with that for about maybe 2 hours, and yeah, just checking all the belts.
Cecilia, you have the most insane job in the world, I think.
Yeah, at least in Longyearbyen.
Definitely. I think in many parts of the world as well.
Yeah,
It's fascinating though.
yeah, it is.
It's very cool. So how many hours do you have in a day? 10?
Yeah,
And 2 weeks on?
yeah.
What day are you on now?
Now I'm on day, what is it? 9? 8, 9, 9.
9.
What day is it today? Wednesday?
Yes.
Day 8.
Day 8.
Yeah.
Ouch. That's okay.
Yeah.
How long you worked in the mine now?
I started in 2012 in Svea.
That's a long
Then I
time.
was in Longyearbyen in 2014, and now in Mine 7 since 2016.
So you like working in the mines?
Yeah, but actually this is my first week back in the mine. I've been 3 years outside and with office work.
Oh.
Yeah.
How was that coming back?
It's nice. I get to move a bit, burn some calories.
So move around, do some hard work.
Yeah, glutes.
Glutes, every day is glute day. So this right here is their lunchroom, and a lot of people just hang their food on the outside since the temperature in here is so cold. How many cups of
Miner's coffee. So the guy worked 10.5 hours and have one hour break. That's it.
1 hour break.
Yeah.
And no coffee breaks in between. That's
No. That means something broke down. So
It's not that bad. Alltså jag ser ut som du gör.
Ja.
Och så du har inte någonting.
every miner has a personal tag. It's like an electronic device, and all over the mine we have like kind of a GPS tracking. So the guy on the control room can actually see. You have a layout of the map of the mine, and he can actually pinpoint us to ±5 meters. It gets updated every minute, so we can actually see where everybody is, and we can send an alarm or some simple text messages. So everybody's gathered outside. We have like a big meeting for everybody. But all the days after that, they come here, all the miners, and then the foreman of the guys in the mine is actually telling them what to do. But most of the guys know what to do. I guess the youngest is 18 and the oldest is 62.
And you had one girl, but she's done, right?
Yeah, she's
she
done
was
now.
An intern, was she?
She was an intern, or she had her.
Is there any reason why you don't have any more female? Is it because there's no interest, or is it because
I don't know. I think probably there's no interest, or we don't mind girls here at all. As long as they can do the job, it's fine.
You're doing it with
It can be
machines.
heavy,
Can be?
but then again, we had a lot of guys here who just lasted a couple of months and they left. So it's not a job for everybody. Yeah. So we started here, and then we drove by a car in this tunnel for 6 kilometers, all the way down here where we stopped, and then we went over in the electrical vehicle, and then we drove up here.
Gosh, now we're here.
And now we're here at the lunchroom. Yeah.
Oh my word, that's pretty far.
We do have a lot of coal out here, like a couple of million tons, but they are not good quality coal, so we can't sell them. So that's why we leave it. There's a lot of sulfur in it.
Oh yeah, and then you can see.
Yeah, and everything you see here is already excavated. We're already taken out. So actually, we are on the 2 last places where we actually have good quality coal.
So if the mine were to not close, how much would you have left?
Not much,
Not
to
much.
be honest. So yeah.
You would have to find.
Well, actually, we don't. We probably have this little area here, so we could actually probably buy a year or 2 maximum.
Okay.
But no, we gotta face it. We don't have high quality coal left. Continue mining. We should go over the valley and through another mountain, Operafjellet. Yeah.
I think one thing that really is surprising in here is just how fresh the air is. Like you can really feel like there's like a breeze, and also it's cold, it's not stuffy. And he said that on either side of the emergency exits, they have these huge ventilators that run air through here. And I mean, you can definitely feel that they're working. It's incredibly effective. And Ben said that it's, not only good for health, but also for like working and everything. You do want like a good airflow.
We finished our coffee before making the 6-kilometer drive back out of the mine. Getting a first-hand look at the mining operations has been truly fascinating. This is such a significant part of Svalbard's history, and I'm so grateful to have had the chance to document it before the mine closes. A huge thank you to Bent for taking the time to show us around today, and a big thanks to all of you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll know when I post. See you next week. Okay, bye!